Okay, Sergeant 1911 here, and for all you veterans out there, maggots, pull up a chair and listen to what I got to say. For all you civilians out there, would you please join us at the channel today? You hear me? Alright, click the little subscribe button, click the ringy ding if you want a notification, and go over and click out sgt1911.com and see if there's something you like. So, let's get down to what we're talking about today. A few years ago, Connecticut Valley Arms started putting Bergara barrels on their muzzle loaders. Everybody knows, familiar with Bergara rifle barrels, made in Spain, very accurate barrels. So CVA, we'll just call them CVA, everybody will know them. CVA's been building muzzle loaders for decades. And then maybe, fact check me, maybe 3 years ago they started putting these Bergara barrels on them, and they come out with the most accurate muzzle loaders available to the market. Well, probably a year or so now, maybe a little over, but COVID has kind of gotten in the way of the shipping. CVA decided to build bolt action rifles, and I've got one here, and we're going to look at it pretty close because I'm pretty pleased with it so far. And one of the things we want to look at is the barrel. Now, this barrel does not say Bergara on it. This thing just says made in Spain. But the rifle model we're looking at here, and I'm going to go back and tell you just a few of them. This is called the CVA Cascade. This one's in 308. Now I'm going to pick my phone up and read, because they make this thing in several calibers. They make it in a 243 Winchester, a 6.5 Creedmoor, a 7mm 08, 308 Winchester, 450 Bushman, 350 Legend, 22-250, 6.5 PRC, 7mm Remington mag, and the 300 Win Mag. So this thing's available in several calibers. But let's look at this one in 308. If we look down to the end down here first, they come with threaded barrels. I've got a break on this one that tells you what? There's going to be a suppressor on the end of this thing at some point in time. We're going to get to that in a little bit. We got a nice Cerakoted barrel. Like I said, it does not say Bergara on it. But if I hold a Bergara rifle up next to it, the barrels look identical. This thing does say made in Spain, where the Bergara barrels are made. CVA does put Bergara barrels on their muzzle loader. I have no reason to believe that their relationship together is not a reason to put a good Bergara barrel on this rifle. They get all the barrels from one manufacturer. This thing, nice stock. Now one thing about the stock is it's not plastic, it's fiberglass. And that's nice. It's got a nice butt pad that comes with some spacers so you can get it adjusted. That's nice. Underneath the rifle, there's two lugs here for you can put a bipod or a sling or whatever attachments you want down there. You can see those. You can add here, there, one or two things on it. You know, the trigger guard is polymer. The boat handle has a 70-degree throw on it. All good. The magazine, plastic, comes with one, or polymer. All good. Now, the boat feels okay. Now, one thing that's important to think about this rifle is you're getting a rifle for closer to $500 than you are $600 here. And if you start talking about a rifle that has the potential to shoot sub-MOA, that's pretty damn good for that kind of money. You know, they've got a guarantee on this rifle, says if you don't like it, you can return it in 14 days. And I left that sticker on there just for you to see. You can return a rifle in 14 days if it don't get what you don't shoot like they say it will and you expect it to. I'm very pleased with the rifle so far. I have zeroed the scope in with a few rounds. It was very surprising. The trigger on this thing is amazingly light for out of, I mean, it's just, I'm going to try to pull it off and pull one here with my trigger gauge and see what we can do. I don't know if I can do it justice. This thing is really light. And it's not going to be a very forgiving trigger, because if you're not paying attention, You'll pop a round off way before you're ready. That one's 2.9. Try again. That is 2.15. Now you guys can tell sometimes I'm not holding the trigger gauge at the right angle every time. Let me try to hold it down where I can pull it straight back. 2.4. So we got an exceptional trigger out of the box. You know, right now, just with shooting it no more than I have, for a $550 rifle, man, this thing is quite impressive. Now, I did put on top of it a Vortex 6-24 by 50, and that's gonna let me get out there pretty good with this 308. Very happy with it so far. Is it a Bagar barrel? I don't know. You guys tell me. You may know more about it than I do. Make some comments and ask me some questions. I shot it earlier just off of the bags. You know, I got it down to where I was really pleased with it, but I think what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to put a bipod on here and see if I can get it just a little bit sturdier. Shoot 4 or 5 rounds, go down range, look at it, see where we're at. Then I'm going to come back, and, you know, this is something I've not done. You've probably seen videos on it, but I'm going to try it. Then I'm going to come back and put the suppressor on it. I'm going to shoot another 4 or 5 rounds, try to keep them as same as possible, and see the differences between, because I bought this rifle to hunt with. This thing weighs less than 7 pounds. So I mean, it's very, very light. I'm kind of enthused about it. You know, if I can get a less than 7 pound rifle that I can put my suppressor on there and I can rest this thing on the edge of my deer stand and I can just have a big time up there in the deer woods, you know, booyah. That's what it's all about. So anyway, let's wrap it up inside. Let's go outside. Let's see if we just let this thing go bang, bang, bang. Okay, we're outside the hideout. I'm fixing to light it up. This is Federal 308 180 grain soft point. We're going to see the magazine holds 4, so we could get 5 in it, 4 plus 1. One thing that I will say that I've not really been thrilled about so far is the safety itself. You know, it's just, it goes forward good, but when you get ready to pull it back, it almost sticks. You see it there, it's not, it goes forward easy. It almost jumps forward at one spot, but then you got to get it back. It's hard to put back onto safe, and you know, that's a little concerning. But then again, you know, if you're practicing safe firearm usage, then there's no problem. You'll see the Caldwell bipod sitting up there. We're going to try to shoot as tight a group as I'm capable of doing. And you guys know, I'm just your average Joe. I'm not going to be that good, but I can do well enough. So I'm going to put this hearing protection on. I'm going to chamber around. Try to settle down just a little bit. All right. Now where my stuff's at. One. Four. Okay. We got 4 rounds down there. I believe we're pretty close. Let's go take a look down there, and we'll take a picture of it and see what we got. Okay, we went down, took a look. You'll see the target there in the video in a minute. I'm pretty pleased with it. A little bit high, which, you know, that should be right on when you stretch it out to 200 yards. And like I said, we're talking about MRADs here, so I've got to do that conversion in my mind between mils and rads, so I got to keep that in mind. I went ahead and put my suppressor on it, and we're going to try again and see how it works. You know, I would really be excited if this thing stayed close enough where I didn't have to worry about it. You know, shooting with a suppressor, shooting without the suppressor. I'm really hoping that it remains relatively close, and we'll see. We'll show you a picture of the first 4 rounds without the suppressor, then we'll show you a picture with the suppressor. And if you'll notice, I'm leaving these off this time. So here we again with this weird safety. That right there is the only thing that I'm really not digging, but you know, let's just be safe. We ain't got to worry about it. I'm breathing down this a little bit. Pull that one off a little bit. I think, I don't know, we'll see. See how consistent we hit in that area. I think this suppressor is definitely making the sight pattern move. Yeah, it's moving it. I'd heard it, I'd expected it. I've never done the evaluation test myself till today, and this is a significant difference. Alright, we got all 4 rounds downrange again with the suppressor. Let's get the bolt open and let's go have a look. Okay, we done a little target retrieval here, and you'll see here's my first 4 rounds, a little bit high and left, but look at here. We got a nice grouping there. Then we go back with the suppressor and we go right and down. We still got a nice group. There's nothing wrong with the grouping of the rifle. I think the rifle's fine. However, I will point out a couple things. One, this barrel is floated. So this barrel, when you fire it, it's almost going to have like the harmonics. The barrel's wiggling and jiggling and vibrating as it goes down. And then when I hang weight on it, it changes the flexibility and the harmonics of the barrel. So you know what? We're absolutely right. It does change. Is it enough? If you're inside 100 yards, 200 yards, it's probably not going to be significant unless that's just happens to be a trophy. If he's a trophy, you want to be dead on. So I think the best bet is put some thought in it before you go hunting. If you're going to shoot a suppressor, go zero your rifle with a suppressor on it and see how it does, and then practice with that suppressor on it. You know, I think we got a nice setup here for the money. Working man's gun. I think a lot of people can afford one of these and be very, very happy with it. I think they're doing a good job. So what we're going to do now, we're going to let it cool down and clean it up. But until we get to shoot again, shoot safe, shoot straight. HOOAH.